You know what? I had plans on coming on here doing some real stuff. I had plans on coming on here doing some real conversation, talking about what's gonna go on in Detroit, give you some X's and O's and diagrams of how this thing is gonna move, what the Cleveland Browns can do. But apparently, people don't like talking about that because they find other things to get into. And as the system rolled through, and as the news breaks, and as things in the news cycle move along, I pull up, and every time I do something, every time I look around, it's just more random garbage noise, right? And so this time I went and looked around, and I was gonna play nice with y'all. I was gonna be very nice to you. I was going to roll out the season, and I was going to put my G. Bush analyst hat on and just say, you know, let's go ahead and analyze the game, and we're not even going to do too much, man. Whoever's in the game, I'm going to tell you what they did right and what they did wrong and what they need to do to improve and all that good stuff. But that ain't good enough for y'all. And then I come to the conclusion that's never been good for you. That's never what your agenda has been. You see, we got to get to this. I was going to let y'all be, but now the gloves are off. I'm going to just have to keep it 100% real with you. And by the way, this is a Shedeur Sanders conversation. So if you're triggered by having to talk about Shedeur Sanders, please see yourself out right now. This is the level of energy G. Bush has this morning. I don't have no time for no plan. Usually I come on here, I'm going to give you 2 hours of this and that and the third. I don't got no time for it today. I'm going to come here and give you what the true testament is, and we're going to dip up out of here because that's how tired of it I am and how we're going to keep it moving and how we're going to push. The energy is different on this show today. This is one of them ones, and get your coffee ready and get ready to go because we got to talk about some stuff, and you saw the thumbnail, right? It's time to blow the cover off this thing. Trying to blow the cover off of it because you was trying to act like that you was trying to be honest. You honest people. You actually try to act like you was just being honest people about football and what happens and I realize y'all been lying from the jump street. Y'all been lying through your teeth. Y'all ain't no honest brokers. You ain't trying to have no intellectual football conversation. This is all about your feelings inside. Let's get it going. It's the Barbershop right here on a Saturday morning. Get ready because we're not going to have step on y'all today.
Quality, service, atmosphere. You're next in the chair. Feel at home in the Barbershop. G. Bush offers a fresh cut on sports. The Barbershop isn't just grooming for guys. It's culture, it's lifestyle, it's sports. And it's now the Barbershop is giving the sports scene a sheer shave and shine. Join the makeover now. Follow Garrett Bush at GBush91 on Twitter.
Welcome on into the Barbershop, the most electrifying Saturday morning show in all of sports radio. I am your host, G. Bush, and we coming in, we about to get right off into it. Let me sip my coffee real quick because we about to get right off into this. We're not even going to play with y'all. It's a different type of energy today. Let me get 2 sips. 2 sips. I hope y'all having a great weekend. Hope you're having a great place wherever you at. Get ready to watch some college football. But over the last couple of days, this is your news cycle. I turn on ESPN. I turn on stuff. And the one thing that I want to say is people be lying so much. They'll set up a move, right? They'll set up a move, ask somebody a question, and then run back and then make something of it. You see, for me, I don't appreciate the Shedeur stimulus package. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it because it serves two things. It serves two things here. I don't like the fact that you sit up here and try to act like people is some sort of zealots, some people are some sort of cult followers, but then you put out inflammatory stories so that you can get those same people who you think are zealots to comment on your little stories. And then you laugh and kiki and haha about it. I don't like it. And so this little narrative, how y'all want to move is you act like you have any cachet or goodwill built up where we got to entertain you. I'm the biggest Browns fan probably in the media. Listen, I tell people all the time, unapologetically, that I don't have no other teams. I've been watching the Browns since the beginning of time. I don't root for other teams. I got 4 teams. I watch the Guardians. I watch the Cavs. I watch the Browns. And I watch the Ohio University Bobcats. I will watch Ohio State. I don't have an up top rooting interest for them, but they are a team in my state, and I got a lot of people, dear friends, that went to that school. So if it's Ohio State versus Florida, I'm gonna roll with Ohio State. It is what it is. But I got the 4 diehard teams is my teams. So even when I say this, even when I bring this type energy, understand I'm bringing it with love. The Cleveland Browns do not have no sort of cachet, no sort of backing to where you can actually press something upon somebody where we got to conform to what you talking about. You ain't won no games. You ain't been to no Super Bowls. Your coaches half the time don't know what they're doing. They fumble bags on draft picks. And you think people have to literally come in here and shuck and jive and tap dance for y'all. Right? You think people really got to conform to what you're doing. I'm going to give y'all a little heads up. Half y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. No clue. Half of y'all don't even know what the game of football is and what you're doing. I'll just keep it real with you. And you feel like this isn't about whether Shedeur Sanders can play or not. This ain't about whether Shedeur Sanders is a good person or whatever the case is about. It ain't got nothing to do with him. It got to do with you. Now, you may say, G. Bush, what are you talking about? If you've been under a rock, let's take a look at it. And by the way, you now have time, because I'm about to go all the way in. You have time now, people, to pick up your belongings and, I don't know, go watch watered down content if you want to, because we about to go in. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Give them a little time. I'm going to sip my coffee, and then we getting into it. I ain't trying to hear, oh, my gosh, he's putting the cape on. Oh, my gosh. We have a game this week against the Lions. He's talking about Shedeur. Get out of here. Somebody tell you to come over here. Y'all ready? Here we go. Let's cook. Now, I wake up. We doing content. This is what is breaking news on every station. I had to say, what the heck is going on? I had to look twice. What did somebody say? Did he kill somebody? Did he cuss the coach out? What happened to that? This is what he had to say yesterday that made waves all around the country.
That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
That's what he said. Let me run it back. Let me run it back so I can I need to parse this. I need to figure out what he said.
That's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
That was his comments. Those were the controversial comments that took the world by storm. We'll play it again one more time like we Dr. Umar. If you say things in threes, it sometimes comes across a little stronger.
That's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't answer. Not answer, but I know for sure I'm not I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
See, Shedeur, let me have a conversation. Let me talk to you real quick. Let me talk to you real quick. Nope, we're not gonna do this no more. Let me talk to you, Shedeur. What you said, don't even take nothing to that. Don't even think twice about that. I'm glad you finally is talking your mind. I'm glad you finally talking your mind, because half these folks that you talking to that you think you trying to win over, they ain't never gonna be in your camp. They've never, I don't care. Listen, I don't care if you throw for 5,000 yards every single year. It's a segment of them that will never accept you, never like you, don't want you to represent them, don't care about what you do in the community, because you are different. They can't identify with you. And guess what? They'll find anything to talk about. If it ain't about what you're doing on the field, it'll be how much money you make. If it ain't about how much money you make, it's the fact that you wear jewelry. If it's not the jewelry, sometimes they don't like how you just said something. If it ain't that, they don't like your glasses. They don't like your hats. They don't like your father. They don't like the way you walk. They don't like your talk. They don't like the fact you have fancy cars. Listen, at the end of the day, screw them folks. I don't know whether you guys feel like this is, I don't know where you're at, but we don't have to tap dance. That dude is sitting here unapologetically telling you what he's supposed to do. I feel I'm nice. I feel I got God-given ability. You seen, matter of fact, you should expand that, Shedeur. Expand that to these suckers in college too. Expand that to the suckers that's in college that it's throwing up duds. They can't even give you a name no more. Who you like? Quarterback in 26 people. I can't help but notice all the names done changed. So you got to realize, Shedeur, sometimes it's good to be humble. Sometimes it's good to be quiet. But sometimes it's time to say, I got to talk my stuff. I got to talk. Sometimes, you think about it. Jay-Z said, foolish pride kept me together when I wasn't felt. They didn't give him a deal either. Half the reason Kanye West still go crazy to this day is because he went to all these people that said, we can't sign you. He said, but I played them Jesus Walks. Paid them Jesus Walks and he didn't sign me. I mean, Steve Jobs got, listen, IBM probably made the worst mistake of their life with Steve Jobs, right? So there's a lot of people in this world who believe in themselves. And the fact that you try to make it seem like he can't believe in his skill set, that he can't go about doing what he gonna do, that he can't go out there. The dude is in Baldwin-Wallace College on his own accord, on his own time, working, getting better. He said, yo, I'm on practice squad. You know what? I love practice squad because I'm out here getting better. But what they want you to do is just say, shut up and go away. Shut up and be seen but not heard. And it's time out for people that been losing games, taking L's with a nasty offense, trying to tell people how they should interact and act. You ever heard somebody say, well, I done had this, I done been in corporate America. Well, his hair's a little longer. That's not very corporate. Doesn't really fit the culture. Your culture is losing. Eric Dickerson, tell him what everybody else think of us.
When I played, I mean, they were decent. I think they were. I didn't make that up. That's true.
That's true.
That's true. That's a true statement. I mean, I got it from an inside source. The guy who works for the National Football League. He got it from inside the league. You know, I know they don't care for his dad. I think Deion's a great guy. Deion tries to help these young men become men, not boys. And I just felt like it was wrong what they did to him. You go to a team like the Browns. I mean, honestly, that's not a good football team. I hate to see him. I wish they would have cut him. The Browns have had so many first-round picks and screwed it up. I mean, that's a bad football team. They were bad when I played. I mean, they were decent. I think they were pretty good, but they're horrible. I don't think he's gonna get a fair shot there. I don't, because I don't think they really wanted him. I don't think the coach wanted him. They should have fired him too. But I'm not a Browns fan, at all, so I could care less. But I mean, I'm a Shedeur fan. I'm a Deion Sanders fan.
That's what folks think. They was garbage when I played. I mean, it's all right. What lies was detected? What lies was detected? They is a bad football team. The offense is trash. What lies are detected there? People. I got a problem, and I've always had a problem with this. Just because you're in a position of authority don't mean that you're competent. Just because you done worked your way up the food chain don't mean that you got what it takes to be successful. Just because you slipped and fell into a position don't mean you know what you're doing. There's a competent leadership in every aspect of our society, starting off with the top of the food chain in our government, incompetent at the highest levels. You think that I'm going to sit here and parrot, well, the Browns think? I don't care what the Browns think. If their opinion was so great and effective, they'd be winning, wouldn't they? See, it's a funny thing. You have to earn people's respect. You have to earn the ability. You have to earn that right. And so when we sit here and we talk about this stuff, and we talk about, oh, well, should he just sit down and shut up? Absolutely not. I love the energy. Keep talking, Shedeur. I love the energy. Keep talking. It's a time to sit back and play your role, and it's a time to talk what you're going to talk, because that brings me to this point. See, a lot of y'all was fooled into thinking that people were being honest brokers about football and whether somebody can play or not. But there's a dirty little secret in society, and that dirty little secret is called it doesn't matter your merits. You say, well, I thought wins and losses and merits were what controlled whether or not you got what you got in America. No, that's not it. It's not based on your merit. It ain't based on how good you is and how competent you are and how hard you work. You think it's that? You really thought that? Really? Because even when you perform well, they can diminish it. Oh, that game really, I don't think preseason counts. But then, I've always found it funny. Dillon Gabriel played a bad game, then played a good game. Shedeur Sanders played a good game, and then he played a bad game. I would say that that's 1-1, right? I would also say it's more impressive that Shedeur Sanders played a good game and didn't get any reps, and Dillon Gabriel got all the reps. But I digress. It's 1-1. It's funny how one game can elevate Dillon Gabriel and one game can sink Shedeur Sanders to a point where, see, this is what I told you. This is why he's not good. They're not honest brokers. It's never been about how good you are and if you can play. That's just what they say. And if you play good, guess what? They'll just diminish something else. Oh, well, he's playing well, but I just don't like his attitude. Well, he's playing well. He just has to get better at talking to media. Well, he's playing well. I just think there's some other things that he can work on his maturity level. I think he can play well, but he has to get better at the small things. They was never in their 100 million years going to accept anything that you do. So the key is, We'll keep moving it as long as we keep moving it and moving it here and moving it here and moving it here. It's always going to be a problem. And then you come to the realization that it's never about whether or not you can play or not. It's whether or not they will accept you. The rejection of Shedeur Sanders is not about whether he can play. It's about whether or not people are ready for him to represent their fan base and their organization. When Kanye West said, and I never thought I was going to do Kanye West joints today, no one man should have all that power. When you are the CEO and when you are the franchise quarterback and you are given the keys to the castle, you now become what? I'm the boss. Name me one franchise quarterback besides Patrick Mahomes who has the cachet. Who has the cachet to say I stand on my own merits? That's Andy Reid, because he was doing it way before that. I've been nice in this league. It's only a couple of them. But who Zach Taylor worked for in Cincinnati? Joe Burrow. Who John Harbaugh worked for? Who he worked for? Lamar Jackson. Doug McDermott. Who he worked for? Josh Allen, who he worked for. And the reality of the situation is when you give that power away, if Shedeur Sanders want a receiver to get another weapon, guess what Andrew Berry has to consider? A receiver. If he come to him and he a franchise quarterback and he say, hey, man, we need to go out and spend some money in free agency. Guess what they got to do? If the owner is moving around and Shedeur Sanders say, I don't agree with that, you got to have a conversation now. Because the franchise quarterback is the most powerful position in all of sports. So understand, do you want somebody who's unapologetic, goes off on his own, does what he wants, speaks his mind, is articulate, and got a bunch of people behind him that is going to roll and rock what he say? Do you want to make him and his father the first family of football? Heck no, you don't. I know this is too tough for somebody. It might be a little too early for you in the morning on this one. I told you, I gave you the opportunity. So when you say, oh, it's about, he's just not ready. He's just not ready. Remember this. They're not talking about him. They're talking about themselves. We not ready to see it. I'm not ready to anoint him. I'm not ready for them to represent me. I don't know about this. That's what not ready means. That's what not ready means. Got nothing to do with nobody's game. Let's keep going. But let's keep going. Because this is wild work. Now, of course, your boy had to get in on it. I think this is fancy. I know your guy had to get on it. Let's talk about. Let's see what you got to say, Tone.
Seems like being out of the
So this is fancy right here. Here we go. We know we had to get what he was saying.
He never met a camera he didn't like, and it just seems like being out of the limelight right now as QB3 on a Cleveland Browns team struggling to score points. He's really missing the viral moments.
By the way, I think it's funny that you, says the guy who's on TV all the time, you never met a camera he don't like. Well, you ain't never missed the Shedeur Sanders joint that you ain't never liked. What have you missed the Shedeur Sanders story, Tone? Huh? Never met a camera he doesn't like, and here you go, right on TV. And here we are, right? What do you mean? No, you're not. He's not missing no viral moments. He's viral just from answering regular questions. As a matter of fact, I'd willing to wager you missed the viral moments, Tony. Having fun talking about Joe Flacco and this Browns offense? Numbers a little down, huh? Okay. He like, yes. Shedeur done said something. Yes, sir. Get it ready. Tapping him. Hey, get the microphones. Get the microphones. We got us something. He was saying it like he was hungry. We got us something right here. Something delicious. We got one of them Shedeur snacks. Get the microphones and the cameras going. Oh, we got us something. He can't even control himself. He's stumbling. Watch out. Look at it. Look at the smile on his face. This is what the Shedeur stimulus package is. Look at the smile on it. We got us one. Here we go. Look, he can't even hold it back. Hey, come on, man. Y'all cats think y'all funny. I know what y'all be doing. I be knowing. I ain't gonna hate. Get your clicks up, dog. I ain't gonna hate. Here you go.
He never met a camera he didn't like.
Look at his face.
And it just seems like being out of the limelight right now as QB3 on a Cleveland Browns team struggling to score points. He's really missing the viral moments. I laugh about it because I don't take him too seriously anymore. I'm sorry. After that Rams game, I need evidence that he could play.
Listen, I don't take him serious anymore. I need evidence. Tony, your evidence don't count. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real, Tony. You act like people is pulling up for your analysis. We pulling up for your quarterback analysis. Like we don't like. Here's the thing. I don't need. We don't need. I am not auditioning for you guys. We are not auditioning for you. Like the fact that people think like this is the arrogance level people be having. That we got to audition. Shedeur Sanders has to audition for you. We better stop paying attention to what you was talking about way back in the summer. You sullied yourself in the summer with that quarterback chart. I need to see him play. I'm sorry, that Rams game. Stop. It don't matter. It don't matter what Shedeur did. What about the first game he played against Carolina? I can't. What are you talking about?
All the pro Shedeur fans, and they're passionate about their favorite player. They think something like that is going on. They cannot believe there are players on the team at his position that are better than him.
Absolutely not. Do you know Joe Flacco? See, here's where you throw the smoke bomb rolls into the room. The Joe Flacco gives us the best chance. This is why the barbershop is devastating. Because the receipts are irrefutable. Weren't you the guy? The quarterback's in 26. Name them. Give me one. You was part of that coalition, wasn't you? You surely should be able to give me a name. Flacco's the best opportunity we got. Did you see the game last week? I saw the game. I saw him throw for 3.9 average of 3.9 yards a throw. Where is it? I think it's funny. Now the burden of proof is back on Shedeur because I thought you said that when Dylan Gabriel threw that pick six in Philadelphia, that the preseason didn't count, Tony. But now we got to go back and prove to you Shedeur can play.
Yeah, okay. They just won't accept it. They don't believe it. They're just like his dad. He doesn't believe.
Why are you mentioning his dad? Why are you talking about the man's father? Where'd that come from? See, if you just put a microphone in front of people's face, they'll tell you what they're talking about.
Flacco and Gabriel can play better than him.
Really? Flacco? Listen, here's the thing, Tony. I can only do this in small spurts. I can only laugh in small spurts. I think it's fancy. I can only do I do 30 seconds at a time. I find it fancy that regular people, first and foremost, let's be clear. Some of y'all shouldn't even be able to speak Prime's name. Prime, you can't say it, I'll say it for him. Let me get my shoulders together. I told you, you had time to get out of here. You still can bounce. You regular, jogging in the morning, English muffin, bagel, Kroger's, Costco shopping, regular, everyday people should not even be able to speak Prime's name. He is better at his profession than you have been better at anything you've ever done combined. He is better at baseball than you are at your jobs, at simple breathing. You don't even breathe better than he do. His air is just cleaner quality. He has a better routine. His skincare products look better. You the same age as him, and y'all look like 40 years older. It's just different. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever put the jersey on, the greatest defensive back ever. His knowledge of the football game is otherworldly. He's a marketing genius. KFC, Wingstop, Nike. His endorsements is better than yours. His endorsements is better than your company's. He's been a broadcaster for 10, 12 years. He's a Division I football coach. He done won high school championships at that level. The fact that you feel comfortable enough to talk about a man that you cannot replicate, understand, or even be in the same room as is wild work. Now, I can tell you that because I can talk to you. I don't want Prime. No, I sit this one out, Prime. Sit it out, Prime. I got it. His sons is more successful than your people. His sons, matter of fact, all the sons, the well-off media people more successful than him. They got Division I scholarships, got bags, then been to the league. You don't have the currency to talk. You can't pay the toll to talk about him. You can't be on toll road to even pay to even be in the same conversation. As a matter of fact, you can't get an interview. You can't pull up to him because the security is bigger than everything you got. What you talking about? See, y'all done got comfortable. When did everyday regular people walking their German Shepherds and Golden Retrievers get to talk about the highest of the highest when it comes to our society? It's rules, checks, and balances to this. If you ain't played nothing, if you ain't lifted no weights, if you ain't running fast, if you can't do nothing in a quick motion, you can't even get out of a building on time if it was on fire, and you talking about Prime. These guys. I do media in Cleveland. I care who you is. What you talking about, bro? It's like his dad. You get to talk about, you don't even, listen, we need to start putting our people, listen, here's what we're going to do. Because y'all do this too much. We're going to start putting our legends in a room where we're not even going to start letting you talk about them. We're going to just start putting our legends up. Remember your mom used to say, put your toys up? Put them toys. Like if you had cousins coming over and the cousins a little bad and you had nice toys and you like, I'm about to show her my Transformers and G.I. Joes. She said, okay, but that Voltron is going up. That Voltron is remote control. You know how much them little lions cost me? I got a V68 battery to put in that. You put that up. Go put that up right now. You put that up. We putting our legends up. You don't get to talk about our legends. We got them in bubble wrap. As soon as you get to it, somebody need to hold you back. Hold on, Tom. Hold on. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. You got comfortable because we let you get that off. You gonna talk about porn? What are you? Y'all really think? Listen. What do you mean you got to prove? You got to prove to me. Like, he got to prove to me he can play. You got to prove to me you know what you're talking about. And it's not looking too good, bro. Come on now. That's what happens when listen, this is what happens when the game is like this, bro. I go around. I got to go around and listen to this. I got to sit here and act like I got to give everybody the same common respect that they know what they talking about. No, because you got a fantasy football team, you and I are not the same. Just because you in 3 fantasy leagues does not mean we are on the same level. You know what you have to do? There's a thing called conditioning. They made people like you quit. We got to get these dudes up off the squad. We got to get these dudes up off the squad. We like, dang, bro, they got these regulars out here. When the regulars come, you know the coach is trying to get them up off the squad. Back in the day, even when you playing pickup basketball, if you was a regular, they would just take your winners. Nah, you're a regular. I got winners. No, you don't. I was here. We already got 5. And see, this is the thing. Even when I'm talking like this, it's still going over heads because you didn't play pickup games. People try to, listen, I played Division I basketball in high school. I played Division I baseball in high school. I played all sports. See, we be letting y'all feel comfortable. I don't care how long you talk about something. You comfortable now. I got to defer. We're not deferring. We're not asking you. We're not saying, hey, you feel good about what Shedeur is doing? We don't care. We just don't. I told y'all this was one of those, the gloves is off. This is how I'm rolling with it. The gloves is off, bro. Because it's become very evident that it's the everybody but Shedeur. We are willing to, and here's why. Listen, you say what you want, but this is irrefutable, and this is why they be looking like G. Bush dude. In my mind, even though this is irrefutable, even though I got my reservations, and I've been vocal about my reservations with Dillon Gabriel. Everybody know that. Do I think he's nice? No. Guess what? My integrity level still says, well, if you got him so high, let him prove it. Put him in the game. Because he can't be worse than what Joe Flacco doing. That's honorable. That's honorable. Y'all don't share the same traits that I got. You just don't. Even if I don't believe that he is good, I come from a place where every man get an opportunity to prove what he's worth, so that he can stand on his own merits inside of football, outside of football. And he said, let my work show and prove. That's what I believe in. Because I know all too often that a lot of people don't ever get an opportunity. They just use politics to keep you over here. And I ain't talking about who you voted for. They use certain things to keep you tucked away here, that never give you a shot here. It never worked out for you here. I know all too well about that. So guess what? When they say, okay, Dillon Gabriel, we picked him in the 3rd round. We took him over this dude. We think he is, okay, cool. Put it out there. And you don't even take that. You won't even accept that. You know why? Because I'm willing to see what you're talking about. I'm willing to see what you're talking about. But you don't do the same thing. Y'all notice this? Put it in the chat if you notice. Not slick. I've listened too much. Y'all think y'all let these little outfits get to y'all, these outfits and these fits and these fitted hats. Yeah, I listen way too well for y'all and understand. Y'all notice how everybody talks about this like this. All right, well, we could put Dillon Gabriel in, And if Dylan don't ball, if Dylan don't do this, if Dylan, we can always go back to Joe. You see how it done skipped? They cool with putting Dylan Gabriel in, right? But if Dylan don't do what Dylan's supposed to do, all of a sudden is, well, they can put Bailey Zappi in. They may go to Zappi before Shedeur. They may get to Zappi before the, you know what? They might even go get a Hunley. They could go, because he's still not ready. You know what Shedeur did? I like what he did. He read the room. Don't tell me about no ready stuff. Don't tell me about no ready stuff. I was born ready. I'm ready today if they put me in. Shut all that little conversation down. Shut that down. I'm ready. Come on. Put me in the game. But what they want you to do is shut up, out of sight, out of mind, and let the game plan roll. We're not letting the game plan roll. I'm not going to listen, the Cleveland Browns going to do what the Cleveland Browns want to do. But one thing that we're not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and make you feel good and comfortable about what you're doing and act like I'm stupid. When you ask me, am I good? Should I play? Am I ready? You know what I'm going to say? Heck yeah, let's roll. I'm not going, well, I don't, whatever Kevin says, whatever the organization has for me, I guess I'll be, you know, I'm just a humble person. I'm just a person who just looking for the crumbs. They're like, I was better than Dylan Gabriel in college. What are you talking about? Oops, should have said that. I low-key think Joe Flacco was garbage. You see how he been playing? I can't do that. I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. You can see it on their face, though. Watch how painful this is. This is courtesy. By the way, that clip was courtesy of ESPN Cleveland. We got to always give you credit. Courtesy of ESPN Cleveland, right? This clip is courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. Look how painful it is on their faces. I love human nature. Human nature is very, and nonverbal cues always get me. You can see the anguish on people's faces when asked a question. Sometimes the heart is different from what the mind says. Daryl, you're conflicted. Let me see.
You know, when the
I always find it too. The people in the ivory tower got a little bit different thought process. And the ivory tower people in Berea, I think they be coming in giving you that CIA that CIA treatment. Y'all go in one way, come out a different way. All of a sudden, y'all start sounding like small Stfansky's. What be happening to y'all?
Well, if you do make a change, this has been my argument against making the change, is you have to sell that within the locker room to the veterans.
That's a lie. You don't got to listen. How do you? Let me run that back, and I'm gonna tell you why this is wild to even say.
Well, if you do make a change, this has been my argument against making the change, is you have to sell that within the locker room to the veterans.
Let me tell you this. Myles Garrett, during the offseason, said the Cleveland Browns don't have a plan. He wants to be traded. They're wasting his time. You think you got to sell him on a quarterback change when he already told you you didn't have one to start with? You think you got to sell him? But as a matter of fact, you got this. You got this thought process. Oh, you got to sell it to the veterans. Your veterans aren't good. Let me see. I told you this is why, G. Bush. You have a Saturday morning show, and it's not during the week, because this is not going to be tenable during Monday through Friday. You can't tell people the truth like that. You're sitting here telling me you scared of some veterans that ain't good? What veteran? Denzel Ward don't care nothing about that stuff. Nobody on the defense cares about. Listen, they already know your quarterback is garbage and believe that the next person coming in is going to play better than Joe. What are you talking about? What veteran, what mythical Wizard of Oz veteran is jumping up and down because the offense looks so great? They don't look great. We know they don't look great. You're throwing for you're throwing, your quarterback rating is a 39, dog. But you telling me, and somehow in your heart, you're trying to on this screen tell me that you believe it? Your face don't even say you believe it. Your body language tells it looked like right now it looked like you were like in a meeting and you got the bubble guts right now. Man, I shouldn't have ate that breakfast burrito. That breakfast burrito face. Daryl, you know good and well Joe Flacco don't give you the best chance to win nothing. That's what the Berea Chronicle Times is telling you. You don't believe it. Let's keep going.
And you know, when the messaging from the organization when it comes to Dillon Gabriel has basically been, we'll see him, and when we see him, it's going to be for developmental and look-see purposes, right? And I don't know how you can transition after saying that all along to
Daryl, blink 3 times if Kevin Stfansky and Barry are behind you threatening you. Give me something here. Blink. I mean, this is what happened when you're on camera. Lima, do you believe this? Lima, you believe this, bro?
Dillon Gabriel, who is a third-round pick, now gives us the best chance to win a football game. And frankly, I don't believe that.
Kevin got the ransom note on him, bro. He right over there to the left with the note, with the ransom note. You tell him my demands. I need an unmarked Boeing 747 jet, fueled with a one-way clearance, and you don't try anything funny. You better not have the F-150s behind me. I need 3 parachutes, unmarked bills.
And I still think that in spite of the offensive struggles, that Joe Flacco does in fact give them the best opportunity.
Really? Dude, hold on. I shouldn't stop this in the middle. Mr. 2 touchdowns and 4 picks, 3.9 yards per throw downfield. What about missing a wide open dude over the middle of the field? He give you the best chance. Can't move. He's 40 years old, and this is you selling us. The Indianapolis Colts went to Daniel Jones. He was there last year. They're like, sorry.
Opportunity to win. Just it's unfortunate right now he's not doing enough to help them win consistently, at least as we have this conversation 3 games into the season. That obviously always can change. I am not optimistic as far as Sunday goes that all of a sudden we're going to see some massive turnaround because, as you said, Ken, this is a very good Detroit Lions team.
So why does it give you the best chance to win? See, I just need people that will actually just be honest about it. I just don't have the energy to play nice anymore. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You sitting here telling me he give you the best chance to win, but you're not optimistic. He give you the best chance to win, but he's not playing good enough to help you out. He gives you the best chance to win, and all while not seeing other people that you drafted on your roster. Here's the point. The point is, these people feel like they are so smart, so cool, so suave and debonair that they can lose games on purpose, play a 40-year-old quarterback, not give people an opportunity to play, and tank and go into next year and do the same thing over again, and we're just going to show up and handle money. Now, listen, they are correct in assessment. 50% of these people will follow like sheep. They will follow down to the ark and give them the money, because the problem in our country is that poor people or people that work very hard for their money, that is trying to live day to day, we have an infatuation with the upper class that we give them our money. We pay the most taxes. We get done the wrong. We don't get no breaks. Our houses blow down. We don't get no aid. Listen, our crime rate is the highest, and we somehow bow at the altar of these people and continue to give them money, continue to give them adoration, and to give them time and patience. It's what we do. It is brainwashing 101. So they are correct about 50% of our population. But Daryl, please blink twice if Andrew Berry and Kevin Stfansky are really in the room right now, because right now I don't think you believe this.
They are, in fact, Super Bowl contenders, similar to the Green Bay Packers. But you know what? A lot of folks didn't give them a chance to beat the Packers, and they went ahead and did that.
No, Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward in the defense beat the Packers. Stop it. And this is the same Myles Garrett that you wanted traded because he said you didn't have a plan. Myles is not a leader. Yeah, that leader got you a game. That's the same guy.
Although I don't expect a 13-10 type of a scoring game. My number one question with this team is, are they even capable of scoring 20 points?
How is it that your number one question is are they capable of scoring 20 points? But at the same conversation, he gives you the best chance to win. I can only take. I'm gonna shut up so we can play this through, because I can only take so much before I can't play the game.
In a game, the expansion Browns in 1999 could score 20 points in a game. The 1-31 Browns could score 20 points in a game. This current team, 3 games into the season, incapable of scoring 20 points a game, and that does have me a little worried, even though we are still early in this.
So why did we even have the conversation then? What are we talking about? You said a 1-31 football team can score 20 points and this one can't. But you have the blind faith in Kevin Stfansky, who's the architect of this offense, calls the plays, picks the players. You're telling me that this is all okay? Come on, man. Is anybody but. Let's continue on. I ain't going to be here too long. I don't got time for it today. I just don't. Because now let's get to this. I see some points in time, they're going to they got to slip up and give you the real. Because it's going to come. They're going to slip up and they're going to say it and be like, ooh, that was real talk. I was on a show yesterday. Now watch this. I predicted this. Y'all say what y'all want. I predicted it all. I had a crystal ball since this offseason. I told you what it was with the first quarterback class. Now, mind you, even though this is how I come to the conclusion, Joe Flacco playing terribly, he still gives you the best chance to win games. That's a cliche, and it's something that you be said when people don't have proof for anything. The best chance to win games is a made-up, mythical, random filibuster that says, I know that the rules are what they are. I know what the data says. I know what the play on the field looks like. I know what the statistical stats look like, and I see the eye test. We understand all that, but that doesn't matter. It only matters in my heart that he gives us the best chance to win football games. You see how this works? It's not based in reality. It's not based in factual anything. It's based in conjecture and random circular arguments about thought head canon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. This whole industry is built on straw houses. And the second you move one of them little pieces like Jenga from the bottom, the whole house of cards falls down. Because you start to realize that it's not based on anything factual or structural. It's based on conjecture and random narrative-based commentary. So let's continue on with this. Now, I told you wasn't no quarterbacks in this draft. It done swept the world. It done swept the entire world. These quarterbacks, the Drew Allers and Klubniks and the Nussmeyers and the Arch Mannings and all these other dudes, there's nothing there. But you notice every time you bring up that you are willing to mortgage your entire life for guys who aren't good, you ever notice that they are more willing to give time just to pick a savior? They're willing to say, it's still early, a savior might show up. Then they are willing to give an opportunity to a person that's on your own roster currently, who has played a preseason game, who has been in your offense, who has played with the team. They are willing to go out and find a college player who isn't playing right at this point, and then give him time to prove to them that he's still the savior. What kind of roundabout head magician stuff is that? The only way you can come to that conclusion is it's anybody but Shedeur Sanders. I'm fine with Flacco stinking and joining up, being garbage and being old. I'm okay with Dylan Gabriel getting the rest of the shots until the season is over. I'm okay with going into next year's draft already anointing a quarterback before they played Arch Manning. I'm okay with even when they don't play well, I'll give them extra time to prove it to me. I'm also willing to scrap the 4 people or 5 people I said were saviors and find new saviors week 6, because that's what they're in the process of doing right now. See, this is the reason why G. Bush is just, he's lost his mind. What's happened to him? He used to be so middle of the road. Now he just panders. What's wrong with G. Bush? No, it's called, why am I not fitting in your box? You failed to realize, I don't care. You think, why? Like, my job is not to make grown men and women comfortable. If it makes you uncomfortable, you got to ask yourself, what's going on with me? Let's cook. I told you, I gave you an opportunity. Here's another out before we get to this. Please file lightly. Don't cause a rush. Get up, move to the pews, and quietly walk down aisle 6. If this is not the content for you. 3 moments of silence for you. There you go. You've had your time. Let's get to Exhibit C. I get proof. Not only do I not come on here doing the extra, I give you proof. Now, Jason Lloyd said something, and I like it because I like he gives me some information. I like spicy Jason Lloyd. I told him into his face, I like spicy Jason Lloyd. I like your pushback. That's what we like to see. Because I really want to see what they're thinking. See, sometimes don't kill the messenger. Jason Lloyd didn't pick the players. The Browns is picking them. And I need to know what the Browns is saying. And this is how I could come up with my theories, because I just understand. Let me share my screen real quick. Now, to be perfectly, you'll see it in here. He says, I don't know anything. They didn't tell me. This is just me thinking. But this goes to the parts, right? That a person, let me pull it up and make sure I'm correct. Let me pull it up. Make sure I'm correct before I say this, because I want to be crystal clear. I do. Remember? Remember what I said just a couple of years ago? Let me see. Remember I said what a couple of years ago? Man. I got to show you. I got to show you. I got to show you. Got to show you. Now, this before I get to this video, we're going to get to this. Y'all say whatever you want. I give you receipts. Whatever you can say you don't agree with G. Bush, how G. Bush move, what he be saying. Every single time I come on here, I don't say nothing. I give receipts. I don't just give opinion. Now, remember I told you a couple of weeks ago, people always talk about this in the court of law. If the facts are not on your side, you process. Case in point, if they find the evidence that they need to convict me of a crime in my house, red-handed, they got my DNA on all over the place. You know what you do? DNA is ironclad. What are you gonna say? That's not your blood? That's not your DNA right here, sir? When that's against you, you argue, process. Well, yeah, that's my DNA, but how'd you get my DNA? Yeah, that's the DNA, but did you collect it correctly? Yeah, that's my DNA, but did you lose a couple of samples during the whole process? Oh, that's my DNA, but that detective over there, he was on suspension for drug and alcohol. Can we get his case record? Oh, yeah, he been showing up to work. See, when the facts aren't aligned with you, you argue, process. When the facts ain't on your side, and the process ain't on your side, where they say, listen, sir, well, there was, we had this ran by 7 or 8 independent factories, independent labs. It is your blood. And we've had our internal investigations go look over our entire process in our inventory. And guess what? We haven't had a messed up sample in over 10 years. Our internal investigations, their audits are 99.9%. And by the way, we even turned this over to 7 independent people that looked over and found no errors, sir. So now, the process is ironclad. They got the smoking weapon right there, and they got your DNA. So now the facts ain't on your side, and the process ain't on your side. You can't even knock that. So what you do? You just yell like hell. You just scream. You throw your hands up. Look, blue unicorn over there. Blue unicorn. See, this is the reason why, Judge. These blue unicorns. I can't stand these blue unicorns. I'm here today because them blue unicorns. They was over there, and I can't believe this, man. I'm a good person. I never did nothing to them unicorns. Sir. Counselor, get your client. You know what? You ain't never did nothing for me either. I want a new counselor. Give me a new counselor. I want to represent myself. When you represent yourself, the wheels is off. The wheels have come off your case. We back to this. These dudes don't even have the numbers Shedeur Sanders had his junior year. They don't got his junior year numbers. 70% completion at junior, 3,230 yards. And by the way, he missed 2 football games. 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 293 yards he threw a game, rating 151.7. Let's be clear. They don't have the numbers he had. If the dudes coming out of college was so nice, why did they come out this year? They was eligible, Cade. They was eligible, Garrett Nussmeier. Where were you at, bro? If you were so cold, generation, you were so generational, you had to come back in a quote-unquote weak draft class where the only 2 names that was mentioned, 3 names was Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, and Cam Ward. You went to school after that. If I'm generational, I'm going after everybody. I'm generational today. You don't just get generational, right? Huh? Okay. Let's look at the senior year numbers. Come on, this 74 completion, 74%, 4,134 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Oh, I still for 318 yards per game, 168.2. I finished in the Heisman. You don't even got the numbers he had in his high school career. But remember when I said, if the numbers is not on your side and the facts, yell process. You know how processes get vague. I just had to set it up. Here we go. This is Jason Lloyd on what the Browns are looking for. Let me share my screen. Let's see what we're looking for. Here we go. Y'all hear me? Let's go.
I know how Stfansky is. Stfansky is a very calculated. He calculated. If Stfansky does not really want to move to the rookies, he's going to find a reason not to move to the rookies. If, say, for instance, the Browns upset the Lions, now that means they didn't beat the Lions and the Packers. Mm-hmm. That means to me, you're not seeing no rookie play until dang near week 9 or 10.
I would second that.
Well, I think you kind of have to ride it out at that point.
At that point,
I mean, if you beat the Packers and Lions in back-to-back weeks and the Lions on the road.
You see this? Now watch this. So we're going to figure it out. We're going to find out. It's all in the details. Ask open-ended questions.
And you were
that means you were something out of your offense.
Beating Cincinnati.
So
yeah, you're almost 3-1 at that point.
You're not seeing nobody. You talk about week 10, 12, if that. So that's the point. The point is,
good. That's a better problem to have. Let's win.
If you take those, here's the thing. What did they tell us it was about, though, Jason?
What did Jason tell us?
And
he's right. It's about next year.
About next
exploratory season. We got to.
So see what you do right there. As I say, yeah, it's about next season. But what I'm pointing out to you is the unwillingness to even do anything this year. And even though you're winning football games in spite of your quarterback, they are willing to run out the shot clock regardless. If Joe Flacco plays terrible and when Dylan Gabriel gets in the game, who knows how terrible he has to play before they even get to Shedeur Sanders. Now, this is the key right here. This is the whole noise and mumbo jumbo about these quarterbacks. Now, remember, these quarterbacks will not even have the statistical data that he has. They will not be as accomplished as Shedeur Sanders. They will not have the completion percentage. They won't even have the tape. But guess what? Remember what I said before. It doesn't matter how good you are. It's about the way they feel about you. Let's talk about it. Let's get back to it.
I'll find out what we have.
Yeah.
However, if there's winning happening, I mean, it's just
you can't
change a quarterback when you're winning.
Let's keep it real here. All right. The Browns, right or wrong, they're already convinced that they have to get a quarterback next year, that they don't have the
I agree with you, Bull. I agree.
Doesn't mean they're right, but that's what they feel.
In their mind, they believe that their quarterback of the future is not on this.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, not at all.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
I think I told you this. I think I texted it to you because everyone's like, well, these quarterbacks suck. This quarterback class.
No, I said the quarterback
sucks. Where's the quarterback? Where's the quarterback? Where's the quarterback?
Where's the quarterback? The quarterback's in 26. You got to give me credit for that. I said that. Let's continue on.
No one has told me this directly. I just get the sense and the feeling because I agree. Like so far, the you don't look at this quarterback class as this.
No one has
separated
themselves
historic
for
class.
Sure.
So again, we are sitting here, and by the way, shout out to Jason Lloyd. This is not about Jason Lloyd individually. This is about the mindset of the Cleveland Browns. And this is the mindset that a lot of people in our fan base carry because they are willing to go. When I do that savior conversation, it's tongue in cheek, but it's truthful. They are willing to bend the knee, do mental gymnastics and find somebody, anybody. It doesn't matter who it is, anybody but that guy. Because they're unwilling even to see him play. Let's continue on.
So to that, I say number one, it's early.
September.
And number two, I just get the sense being around them that they have one or two guys that they like.
Who is it?
I don't know who they are. I'm not going to know who they are. I'm never going to find out
They
who
won't
they are.
say it.
So remember what we said here. G. Bush, they got your DNA. What? Hey, we got to figure something out. How they get my DNA in there? Well, listen, somebody tampered with that evidence. No, sir, we showed you 17 times that the evidence was not tampered with. We have 3 independent studies that say it was not, and this is our audit process for the last 10 years. No tampering, sir. Now it's time to go to them blue unicorns. The blue unicorns. The blue unicorns, they got me set up. Now, here's the gymnastics you have to do. I don't know who. See, watch this. I don't know who the quarterback is. I agree that the quarterbacks look mid at best. But the Cleveland Browns have a secret proprietary knowledge base in which they like 2 or 3 people. And I don't know how they choose this person. I don't know what they're looking at. They're not looking at stats. They're not looking at completion percentage. They're not looking at where you throw the ball. They're not looking at how many games you won. They're looking at it in a different way. It's something that's just in the sauce that they do that, you see? Let's continue.
And
No,
it
of course
doesn't mean
not.
they're right
No.
about it.
It doesn't mean they're right about it. But
Yeah.
I just get the sense. And the other thing I told you is you just don't know. You never know what they're looking for in the NFL. It's not what we see.
No.
It's not what we're looking for.
No.
And the point I made to you, people are going to freak out. Nobody was talking about Josh Allen when he was at Wyoming in September of his senior. And I'm not saying there's a Josh Allen in this draft. I'm not saying that.
No, I know where
What
you're
I'm
going,
saying
though. You're
is-
right. He emerged late.
And there are traits that these teams look for in quarterbacks that the average college football fan watching on Saturday isn't seeing those guys or isn't seeing those traits.
What, like how well you can throw? How well you can move? What do your stats look like? What does your teammates say about you? What does your coaching staff say about you? How did you play in big games? Those are all things that regular people like to see. Remember when I told you, it's not about whether you can play or not. It's about whether or not they are willing to accept you being the face, the leader of their organization. So when you see, he is correct. He's 1,000% correct when he's saying this. Is what they are looking for sometimes is diametrically opposed to winning. What they are looking for has nothing to do with winning. That is the only thing that I've been arguing from Jump Street. And it's ironclad. You tell me I'm wrong.
And I don't know who they are. I just get to say, and I don't know what. I assume it's this
What
class.
year's the Indiana kid?
He's a senior.
He's
Okay.
eligible. He's eligible.
I think that if you're going to make somebody a savior, you should know his name, what class he's in, and what he's playing like. But we're willing to pull a name out of the hat. Who's the Indiana guy? That's where I come up with the anybody but Shedeur narrative. I didn't say it. The energy is there. It's all around. All you got, it's palpable. Who's the Indiana kid? Like, so that's the guy so anytime you're gonna give up. Think about this, man. You making a big time life decision. You marrying somebody. Your parents don't even know who the person is. You come home and they say, hey, what, I know you was married to Rose, but who's this Susie girl you got? You marrying this Susie girl? They don't know her name. Her name wasn't even Susie. It was Sally. Susie, Sally, whatever. You meaning to tell me this is how far down the rabbit hole we done got? To the point where we are willing to pick a name out of a hat from somebody we have not seen play with no stats, no nothing, but he's the guy. Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You came into the season telling yourself that before you saw anybody play, that what it was going to be. I'm going to draft a quarterback because I want to draft a quarterback, and it has nothing to do with who's on the roster and if they can play.
I've heard his name being mentioned as a guy that, again, could have the NFL skill set. Maybe he's their guy.
I have no idea. I just get the sense, and again, no one has said this directly. It's just sort of a feel of knowing how they operate and being around certain people. I just think that they've got one or two people that they've got their eye on. I don't know who it is. I don't know when. And who's to say that doesn't change? Like, it's September. By November, whoever they think they like, they may not like anymore.
And we will never know.
And you'll never know.
Right.
You'll never know who we like. You'll never know who we like. If the facts aren't on your side, you argue the process. If the process isn't on your side and the facts aren't, you yell like hell. I think the Cleveland Browns are yelling like hell. Let's get to the super chats. Let's get to them. 1,444 comments in here today. We'll see how great they are. Man, guys are. Let's go. Let me take this now. Yoshi Doshi 2006. I've been consistent in saying Shedeur is a star on and off the field. Shame others can't see it. I love being part of the community here. Keep rocking, G. I appreciate you being a part of it. Appreciate you being a part of it. Let's keep it pushing. After the draft, I said Sanders, Fandage, Juckins will be our version of the Tamil Kings, warrior merchants, giving us the spice of life. That's crazy. Just think about it, man. I used to think about spice, man. People was going across the world just for salt and pepper. Think of how bland meat was back in the day. Like, y'all was just eating regular meat. Can you imagine eating meat without no Lowry seasoning salt? Miss Bell 70, it's called a bad game of telephone. One person say something, the next person say something, the next person say something, the next person say something, and all of a sudden, by the end of the conversation, you done heard that he done jumped off the top of, what? This is what we doing? Sarita Allen, Shedeur telling the truth. I watch football games every season, play fantasy football. Quarterback play has been garbage so far this season with a few shining stars. Yes, he can play better. Better think that we have seen so far. Yeah, it's and the fact that this man, and we appreciate you, Sarita, for the super chat. The fact that I guess my biggest problem of this situation is that people are sitting here trying to tell this man that he can't have no confidence in in saying that. Like, I don't know who it's time here. It's time to stop invalidating stuff. It's time to stop invalidating regular dudes like regular cats that's running around here. Oh, he's doing, man, stop. I'm not trying to hear that. Matter of fact, I got to cross the street. I don't like that no more. I just, maybe it's just one of them things I used to understand. Maybe when you get older, you just lose the patience to be like, yeah, I'm going to pay you attention. And I'm talking about regular people who say this on Twitter, regular people. I don't have no time for it. Yeah, I heard he was, no, bro, I'm cool. I'm gonna just go over here. I don't have no time for it. What are you talking about? The fact that he can't tell folks that I feel like I'm bad. Have you seen the quarterback play? Have you seen the quarterback play that we are currently putting on the field every game? And that's the best we have? Stop. I would have to raise my hand too. Nah, don't put that on me. He gives us the best chance. Nah, bro. Don't put that on me. Preach, G. Bush. Amen and amen. You better say that. Fresh Coast Freak. How long will they continue to gaslight us, D. Bush? As long as you let them. As long as you decide to keep I ain't doing that. I just don't got no energy for it. I would actually just prefer to say, like, at this point in my life, I just want people to just be 1,000% with it. Don't stand behind nothing. At least I know where you at with it. You know what I'm saying? At least I know, like, I don't have to have friends. Like, we old, like, we all got families. I don't need nobody to hang out with 24/7. People's grown men. I would rather a grown man just tell me how he feels, so I know where he stands. Like, just come out and say, like, yo, bro, I don't mess with Shedeur Sanders. I'm not a big Shedeur Sanders fan, and I don't think he's that good. All right, that's what's up. But don't try to placate and play this double-sided game where I'm actually trying to, if you're a Shedeur supporter, the best thing for him is to sit. You think we stupid? Like these little linguistic conversations don't be working like that. The best thing for him is to sit behind everybody and never play. And then one day we'll wake up and say, yes, he sat for so long, it's his time to play. You really think you're going to come to that conclusion? At what point are you going to come to the conclusion that he's now ready? It's not happening. You're just waiting time. And all the time that you're waiting, you're also talking about other quarterbacks that are better than him. What? But then you want him to shut up and not say he's good. It's wild. Just say what you feel, bro. Say you don't think you're good. And and then we can agree to disagree. But don't come up with this. We're actually trying to help Shedeur. We're actually we really do want to find our franchise guy. And if it's Shedeur, we'd be happy to have him. Liars. You don't want that. Stop it. Everything in your actions telling you don't want that. This is why, G. Bush. They're gonna try to tell you. You doing too much. Why you over here with these Shedeurians? You should have you brought it up. I was going to talk about the Lions game. You the one had it all plastered all over the internet talking about, oh my gosh, he said he was actually good. He's back to being arrogant. Boy, I wasn't even going to say nothing about this. I was going to do my little Lions whatever game. Nah. Then I just got tired of it. G. Bush in the barbershop with Ginsu knives today. Man, them Ginsu knives and them little infomercials that come on at late at night. The Ginsu knives, y'all. Remember, it was the Ginsu knives. Remember the blue blocker glasses? The blue blocker shades? Remember the Ron Poe peel? People don't remember. There was an air fryer back. Put it in the chat if you remember this. Ron Popeil had this glass dome air fryer before air fryers. And he would put them rotisserie birds in there. And he'd be like, let me just show you. Ron Popeil. He had a bunch of stuff. He had an air fryer injection machine back in like 92. Him and that blind lady was on there. He had the first air fryer. People don't be, I'm trying to tell you. Remember Flex Seal? Remember Flex Seal with the dude was like, listen, we're going to tape up this boat. I cut a hole in my boat and taped it back together and no water got in. I'm like, this duct tape he got is masterful. But the king of it was, rest in peace, George Foreman. The George Foreman grill changed television forever. George Foreman, man, I was all in my dorms at OU. I had the first George Foreman XL. My uncle got it for me. I was all in the dorms with, you wasn't allowed no hot plates in the dorms. I had we had the whole second floor smelling like a cookout. We had burgers. We tried to cook some pork on there. We had ribs. I'm like, but you dummy, how you gonna have ribs on the Foreman? about to burn down the dorms. But them Ginsu knives was crazy too. Back in the day, they used to have people coming with the knife sets, knocking door to door though too. And buy these knives now. That's a homeland security violation. You can't be walking up on nobody with no knives at their house. How about let me show you my knives? What? I got these knives. No, I'm good, bro. I can go right down to Walmart and get them. I'm cool. By the way, let me know if you know. How many of y'all had the Kirby sweeper man come to your house? Put a 1 in the chat. Kirby sweeper man come in there and give you the longest demonstration ever. Put them little white pads down. He show you how nasty your carpet is. Let me show you how nasty your carpet is, lady. Yeah. All that little vacuuming. You be like, but I vacuum every day. No, you don't. You don't vacuum every day. Look at this. Your nasty little carpet. They put them little white little pads all over your house. And then they transform the Kirby sweeper, transform that boy into a soap machine, spraying all that hot water in your pad. Yeah. Let me show you how to do this. You see that water coming up? That's a Kool-Aid stain. You should have put the zipper cup back on your kid's stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a nasty little carpet. They clean the carpet. You kick them out. I ain't paying $5,000 for no Kirby. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want your stuff. You done cleaned your whole house. I'm sorry. We'll keep going, man. Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. Coach Prime. What does it say to Grossi that a quarterback 3 has more fans than the team he's on? Hey, man. Y'all not allowed mentioning Prime like that. We got to protect. We got to start protecting our peoples. We got to start. Hey, when you done so much, you can't be letting regular people pull up. You can't do that in certain cultures. Hey, man, I had to learn. You know, my wife Asian. In Asian cultures, you can't even mention elders' names like that. I don't care. You can't mention elders' names. The kids grow up like, bro, we ain't about to, listen, it's a level of reverence. And it's just regular adults, regular grandparents, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they get older, they take care of them like, man, you can't be mentioning, you mentioning Prime? And it got to be better. You can't Prime. Listen, Prime running around beating cancer, bro. You can't mention his name like that, bro. That man over here trying to do some work, trying to make a difference in people's lives, trying to do the God's work, and you sitting there talking about because your son's quarterback 3, bro. You come on, man. It's wild work, bro. Come on now. Charles Thornton. Charles didn't even want to say nothing, man. I appreciate you, Charles, pulling up, man. Appreciate it. White Town's King. Stop it, G. Bush. Those talking heads quit the team in the summer because they didn't want to work out. It's too hot. It was too hot. Back in the day, you had to earn the right to even be commenting on certain stuff. Like you had to go to the other table. You had to be doing something. Like ain't no commentary on nothing. Back in the day, your job was to give us high fives when we came out for the pep rally. Let's go, G. Bush. He's in my English class. English. Yeah. English, man. He's a good guy. G. Bush, that was your job back then, bro. If you wasn't putting no work in that off season, you wasn't hitting no weights, you had to do something. You had to be like, there was a proving ground. You couldn't go to the barbershop and just start talking. They be like, hold on, bro, what you done did? It was rules, categories. On the blocks, you had to, in the street, you couldn't just pull up on, whoa, it's a It's rules of engagement. In the military, you can't pull up and just start. Oh, where all my military people at? You above your rank, son. Who you talking to? I mean, they don't listen. You're a civilian. Civilian talk, but hey, stay over there. Our job is to protect. When something bad happens, we got to put the women and children away and go hunt. Like, you supposed to be with us. We supposed to be protecting them. But you try to talk about, hey, help me. It used to be rules to it, man. It used to. There ain't no rules to it no more. It ain't. It's just not. It's crazy. You can't talk to Prime. It's like these young dudes. Somebody asked young dude from Penn State, Abdul Carter. He gonna call Lawrence Taylor. So let me get that 56. Wait, that's Lawrence Taylor. You can't get Lawrence Taylor's number. Jed Wills, he told the story. Joe Thomas. He hit Joe up like, hey, at least Kevin Stfansky had some sense to tell him. He hit Joe Thomas up. Hey, Joe, you know what I'm saying? I really want to get that number. That's 73. Joe's like, nah, I'm good. You straight? He's like, oh, I'm straight to get it? He said, no, you straight in general. In general, I really don't want you to, wear my number. Well, why? Because I just don't feel you that good. And it's my number. Make your own legacy. These young boys, boy, this a different world. Oh, you heard that? Miss Bell, I heard to the Dylan back to Flacco's. Listen, man, all you got to do is listen. If people was being honest about it, I done heard the Flacco to Dylan back to Flacco like it's a three-man weave. I done heard the Flacco to Dylan to Bailey Zappi. I done heard the Flacco to Dylan to Hundley. I done heard Flacco to Dylan to some nondescript dude that ain't even on the roster yet. And then if that don't work, go back to but you telling me that you're just open. I'm open to the possibility of it playing. Stop. Quit. Raptor Jr., respect to Cleveland radio for allowing the world to see it's not all about football. 2026 draft class stats compared to 12 is nasty work. 1 and 3 is coming. They won't even touch them stats from his junior year. We ain't talking about senior year stats. And guess what? They like, I don't know who it is, but they like somebody. My question is, what have they done to even get an evaluation? To they can even step to you with that rationale without them being under a thought process of they being fired? Any 3-14 coach that come in here with, I don't know who it is, I don't know what they done, but I'll figure it out. And no. How is that even allowed? Well, I don't allow it. Daryl got chastised for his Dylan Gabriel comments. 180. But my wife used to say all the time, hey, are you gonna you want to report? No, I'm not going up there. No. And here's what I get. I get it. Let me just keep it a buck so we can understand. See, people be trying to act like, man, J-Bus should be on one. There are some people's jobs that depend on what they got to do and how they got to deal with the Cleveland Browns on a day-to-day basis. They are at that building more than they are wherever they're from, whether it's their house, the company that's sending them out there, wherever. They deal with those people on a one-on-one basis more than than anything we do. So do I understand why it's difficult to go in and try to just crush a team every single day? I sure do, because you're making my job harder. And there's a human nature factor to it. When you're around people, you grow relationships and you're around them. You write stories, you write articles, you interview them. Those people, you get to know them. So it's difficult. Whose allegiance is it? Did you want to just keep it a buck and tell the truth all the time to people that you don't know? It's hard to keep hammering people that you have a relationship with. It is human nature. So I'm not knocking Daryl or Jason or Zach or Mary Kay or Aditi or anybody, even Tony, because that is the job they signed up for, and it is what it is. It is part of the game. That, like Avon said, Avon told Stringer Bell, the game is the game, always. This game ain't gonna change. The game is what it is, always. And sometimes you got to choose what you're going to part of the game you're going to be against. You're going to be in the machine or out of the machine. If you out of the machine, don't expect to get no perks. Don't expect to get no extras. Don't be ready to grind. Be ready to promote. Be ready to do for self. Be ready to build. Be ready to market. That's what you got to do, because it's uncomfortable. You think that the NFL is going to come around and say, hey, that Garrett Bush guy, I like he got a really good show. Heck no. No, it ain't happening. But at the end of the day, I like sleeping well at night. Because, yeah, maybe ESPN never gives me my own show. Maybe FS1 never comes around and gives me my own show. Hey, heck, maybe I may never even be on regular TV. You know what? That's okay. It's okay. I can sleep well at night because I truly believe what I am saying. I truly believe in winning and losing. I don't believe in taking L's. I believe that you should get an opportunity to show you. So my compass is different. If I don't think Dylan Gabriel is good, so what? He has an opportunity to go out there and prove me wrong. And if he does it for a sustained period of time, you know what I'll say? By golly, I was wrong about that guy. He's really good. How's that change me? It doesn't. But I get it. Some people never gonna say that. They can't get to it. But Daryl, blink twice. Was they behind you like that? Was Kevin to the side? Was there a ransom note? Miss Bell said that station's vowed to stop talking about Shedeur. They can't. I just did one of these 2 weeks ago, and they say he had a backwards hat on. That wasn't them, but it was another station. Y'all told all these people in here, y'all told them to just let it go. You did, didn't you? You told them, let the process play out. You told them to have the same energy Shedeur did. He's fine right now. He's going to get a chance to play. Boom. This is why you're not an honest broker. You did that because the energy was hot. Now they didn't die down. You want to come back and you want to get your clicks all the way up. Now they ask him a question. He said, bro, I think I'm better than a lot of these quarterbacks. Now it's a story. Come on, stop it. You never wanted them to stop. You just want them to do what they want to do. Chantel, G. Bush, the Cleveland Browns playing 40 different quarterbacks and has won absolutely nothing. But the Steelers playing multiple quarterbacks in 20 years and never had a losing season. Make it make sense. Oh, I can tell you why. Tom Brady said it a little bit. If you've been watching right here on the Barbershop, Tom Brady said this. I wish I still had it. He said, we rank all these quarterbacks from 1 to 10. We rank all these quarterbacks in college. This guy is a franchise. This guy is a franchise. He said, don't you find it funny and strange that you don't rank play callers and head coaches from 1 to 50? Some play callers is the 32nd ranked play caller. Some people is the 32nd worst head coach. What if you end up with the 32nd worst head coach and play caller and and a 35th ranked GM. That means the players around you is not sufficient. That means the scheme around you is not sufficient. And that means the coach does not have the respect of the players in the locker room. And how are you going to succeed? They have to be a piece of what you're doing. They have to carry their weight. And this is irrefutable. All I know is Deshaun Watson was good before he got here. All I know, Baker Mayfield was the best when he left here. I'm just saying. I know. Hey, Brody, bottom line, people don't want a black quarterback in Cleveland. There are some people who still believe like that way. Now, for those who hear that comment, don't get triggered. There are people who as early as 1991 still held the feeling that black quarterbacks could not succeed in the NFL. Evaluators, teams, general managers as early as the 90s felt that way. So to say that some people in the country still feel that way, that's a fact. Don't be triggered if they're not talking about you. Cool Breeze. G. Bush, your podcast comments over 90s hip-hop instrumentals like Nas, it ain't hard to tell. For YouTube shorts would absolutely cook. Not sure about copyright thing, but worth the consideration. First and foremost, anything Nas puts, any instrumental, any Nas joint underneath makes it 10 times cooler. By the way, the fact that Nas still sounds like he's in 94 is wild. The fact that he's telling stories like that at this age is wild. Nas, I mean, he's actually one of them people that when you listen to him, you could tell he was put on the earth to do that. Undeniable. The best skill for any rapper to have is to have a flow that is so unorthodox, but in the pocket and different that you can't predict what they're going to say. Nas can say a bar and you have no clue what the next bar is going to be. None. Shout out to Camp Lo. Camp Lo is that way too. Camp Lo is crazy with the vernacular. I mean, they say some stuff you'd be like, I didn't even know. And by the way, No Malice is rapping like he's 12 years old. If you know, you know. You pull up to the barbershop, we got to have a conversation. You know it's about sports, music, and culture. We appreciate you, though. And it might be copywritten, so that may be an issue, but I appreciate it. Dawn Adams, G. Bush, keep being truth to power. Numbers don't lie. Better Stewart. I like that name. I like that. Is that a play on something? Because like, you know, I had something that I was dealing with. And you know, the Bible talks about being a better steward over your time, better steward over your money, a better steward over your gifts and your blessings. I like that. You know, I like that. Thanks you for keeping it real. As always, I appreciate you. Lorenzo Carson. Huh? Got one or two guys. Oh, hold on. I got to get it. I got to get it because shout out to my guy. Let's get it going.
Hey, listen, this segment is sponsored by Mr. Hero. We always looking for one. I can be your hero, baby. You just looking for one. You Insane. My record. Y'all been looking for one. I don't see it. I don't see it. See it. See it. See it.
Yeah, I told myself I wasn't gonna play it this week, but your comments, niche speaking. Let's get it. Let me pull it down again. He says, hold on. Let me see. I gotta put it back up here. Huh? Got one or two guys, but don't know who they are. If they don't stop the clown show up there, waiting for a mythical savior in 26. They like a guy. I don't know what they're looking for. Let me go ahead and put it back in here.
Hey, listen, this segment is sponsored by Mr. Hero. We always looking for one. I can be your hero, baby. You just looking for one. What did you eat this morning? My record. Y'all been looking for one. I don't see it. I don't see it. See it. See it. See it.
They looking for it. I don't know what it looks like. Them blue unicorns is out there. Boy. First and foremost, Miss Bell, you do not have to. You don't have, let me tell you this. You don't have to apologize for none of that. Sorry for all the super chats. I've been spitting fire all week. Thanks for keeping it 100. Let me tell you something. I built this channel because I wanted this channel to be like old friends when you see each other. I don't got no time limit. I don't got none of that. If you send the super chat, I'm going to read it. And I'm going to do my best to give you a great comment on it and give you some commentary. I don't believe in playing with people's money, and I don't believe in shortchanging people for nothing. You don't never have to apologize for that. When you hear the barbershop is like people, old friends. We come up, we link up, we talk. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about some music. We're going to talk about this. That's why I tell everybody, it ain't for everybody. If you just want me to sit up here and talk about what you want me to talk about, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be held to that. That's what I got my own platform for. Now, when I'm on other platforms and they pay me to do a job, I got to do the job and deliver the job that they paying me to do. So I got to stay on task and stay on topic. But when I'm here, this us. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. And we're going to keep it pushing. That's what a community is about. Barbershop is not no regular, I'll give you the statistical category and data, and then we'll tell you about this. I don't care nothing about that. I actually don't. Sometimes I would rather not talk about that. So thank you so much. You be funny too. Your one-liners is crazy on UCSS. Your one-liners, your one-liners is crazy. Niche speaking. I'm late to service, but sending my offering in sight unseen. I already know what G on today. You already see what some people look, y'all roll over. Because you know how it is. Church service, it say 9, but church service is, depending. Here's what be happening. I may have a whole thing planned. And then the Lord just give me something, just throw me a little. I'm like, oh, I ain't even talk about that. I'm going to come with this, and this. We scrapped the whole rundown. Rundown getting scrapped. Nope. I tell my engineer over there, scrap that. We ain't doing none of that. Babe, all them slides I had, throw them away. She like, what? Yeah, we ain't doing that today. We ain't doing that today. So shout out to y'all. I know y'all be rolling over. Y'all look at that. He said, oh, y'all look at that thumbnail and be like, uh-oh, it's one of them. It's one of them. You be clicking on like, let me click on that joint. Soul Train, what's up? Oregon's offense looks better without Dylan. Well, they have a better prospect at quarterback. He's a little bigger. can do a lot of things. You know, can do some things, Soul Train. Shout out to Soul Train. He one of the original viewers. Soul Train been down since 2018, 2017. We appreciate you. By the way, Soul Train. So I used to get, so I'm addicted to watching old Soul Trains, right? And there's a couple things I can appreciate. The era that I love the best on Soul Train was when they had Big Lou on. Lou Ski or Lou Sky. He was the big light-skinned dude that would walk around with like all kind of crazy fits on. And he used to do the Cuddy Mac. He used to do the Cuddy Mac. Man, let me know if you remember Lou Sky. He was running around here skipping. He would do these skits in the Soul Train line. Boy, Lou was the man. I said, man, this dude Lou. Man, then they had Tom Tom. Tom Tom was legit. And then it was the two Asian girls that was I think her name was Lynn. But she was we gave her her own name. We call her Tokyo Rose. Like we just made it up. Like we used to watch these old episodes, me and my brothers, and watch them. And we used to like, man, we started off by the way, one of the greatest performances of all time on Soul Train was the Al Green performance, right? The OJ's, all-time great, and the incomparable James Brown. James Brown went on there and was dancing and singing. And man, if you know, you know. I'm sorry. Soul Train, I went at it. Revenge game for former Lion head coach Jim Shores. Hey, by the way, Soul Train, this is going to be a good game. I think Browns defense, we're going to find out how good they is. Because Myles Garrett and the boys is over there. Mason Graham, hey, listen, I had film review with my mom. I made them. This is how weird we are. My mom and dad is over at my house. We shooting some stuff. We be shooting videos and stuff. And they were here last night. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, my brother, Trent, my mom, my dad, I pull up the all 22 and I said, look at this. Look at this garbage. Who makes their parents watch all 22 at 1 a.m.? He was like, yeah, this is my dad said, hey, man, this is the worst office I've ever seen, man. This is terrible. I'm glad you showed me that. I ain't going to be hearing nothing from my friends now. I'm going to tell them I seen the film where. I'm like, man, y'all funny. Kirk Davis, what's up, fam? But I wanted to say what he said. He was better than most of the quarterbacks. He never lied. Check his stats. I applaud him. See, but Shedeur is starting to say, I'm going to keep that energy. I'm going to keep that energy level. That energy level going to be a certain way. You're not about to strip me down like I'm supposed to sit here and watch this and be. He can't say it, but I can. God music. It's all cap, like you said. They always looking for a hero. They can't son him. He's a father. God music. By the way, I got to go ahead and play it. Shout out to God music. He's the creator of this. Let's get to it.
Hey, listen, this segment is sponsored by Mr. Hero. We always looking for one. I can be your hero, baby. You just looking for one.
What did you eat this morning?
My breath. Y'all been looking for one. I don't see it. I don't see it. See it.
Some people aren't really happy that that's playing on repeat. Brody, bottom line. How could Shedeur not be ready when he's running? He's been running Kevin for the last 2 years. Ready, I told you. That's a euphemism. They just not ready to see him. Neil Gray. If Joe succeed, they are drafting a quarterback. If Dylan succeed, they will prove coach and GM assessment was correct. But if Shedeur succeeds, that will prove the entire NFL and the Browns were wrong all along. Neil Gray, that is mean. Let me bring that back. If Joe succeeds, they'll draft a quarterback. Ding! If Dylan Gabriel succeeds, that proves the coach and the general manager's assessment was correct. Ding! So there's two things that are positive in their eyes and one that is negative. But if Shedeur Sanders, and think about this, Neil. You think how nervous they're gonna be every time they put that micro? Quarterbacks talk every like Tuesday, right? You know how nervous they're gonna be every Tuesday. What is he gonna say? We told him not to do that. What is he wearing? Is he listening to music up there? Kevin, did you talk to him? If the Browns select the quarterback next year, 4 returning, we will have another 4-way competition. Shaking my head. This is why we talk, Greg. We appreciate you, cousin. This is brilliant. And this is the reason why I continue to talk about this. The Cleveland Browns make messes for themselves, and nobody is able to think down the road. Think critically. You think it's a circus now? Tell me I'm lying in the comment section. If you think G. Bush is just a conspiracy theorist, let me know in the comment section. I'm willing to have the conversation with you, but I think I'm the only one that's willing to extrapolate this thing over a larger period of time. See, what I like is I read novels like Foundation, and these novels span galactic empires for 30, 40, 50,000 years. Multiple characters, multiple timelines. Dune, multiple characters, multiple timelines. They're kind of confusing. But the thing you get when you start reading these empire books, galactic empires, and you start to think about how expanding and how vast they are and the time periods they cover, you start to think more in the bigger picture rather than the small. In the small picture, you running around, playing around, talk about Joe Flacco. He's a pawn. He's not going to be here regardless next year. So even if you play Dylan Gabriel, they never understand this. You got Dylan Gabriel, you got Shedeur Sanders. By the end of the year, Deshaun Watson will be back. Oh, so you guys just thought magically that Deshaun Watson would disappear? You know, he's guaranteed to play, or at least be on the roster, right? Because you don't have the cap money to cut him. It's an $100 million cap hit. And you have to keep kicking his can down the road so that you can field the rest of the team, because the cap hit is a third of your roster. So he's going to be on the roster, and you have to let him play. Now you have Dylan Gabriel, 3rd-round pick, who you did not see play at all this year. You have Shedeur Sanders, who's the most popular quarterback that you didn't let play at all last year. And you have a lightning rod in Deshaun Watson, who is now back on your roster. If you draft a quarterback in the 1st round, you have Watson, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and your hero. And you'll start this generic, ridiculous, false cap quarterback competition in 26. Well, hold on. Let me guess. Let me guess. We can't count on the quarterback in 26 because whoever's the quarterback doesn't have an offensive line or any weapons. Okay. So that means 27. Oh, well, now he was only 1 year in the system. And we still don't have any receivers because we used our other first-round pick on a lineman. By that, now you're talking 28. Oh, hold on. You're only 1 year away from the dome now. Y'all ain't slick. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Quit playing. The Browns are scared to be good. William Wise, another OG of the channel. William, the reason the Browns are scared to be good is because it's all about keeping your jobs in power. It's not about being good. I woke up one day and had to look the bear in the face. And the bear was saying, you ain't trying to win. It's about people getting to control what they want to do and printing money. Cleveland media, Grossy Lloyd, Labby, and some American seem more invested in predicting 12's downfall than covering his rise. They treat him like a threat, not a prospect. Shedeur will win in the end because of God. Leslie Rutherford, I've always said, and this is the reason why I make my channel about, and I put a stake in the ground. I said, I talk about sports because sports to me is a microcosm of society in general. How we go about life and ups and downs and perseverance and those things is what it taught me from playing. I talk about music because music is the soundtrack of life. Music tells the story of where I come from, people that come from disenfranchised places in terms of rap music. When I came into this game, they told us we was only allowed to listen to rock music on the radio. When they used music beds, they said, this is point blank period. You are not to play hip hop music on this channel. You play alternative rock beds. I said, well, listen, alternative rock beds don't describe who I am. I will not, you will not introduce my show with alternative rock bands. It's not happening. Guess what happened? Eventually they came around and said, you know what? Maybe it isn't so bad that, maybe that represents him. Let him play his music. In a world, people are so threatened by people they don't understand, they don't know, and don't have a commonality with. Instead of embracing differences, instead of embracing diversity, instead of embracing the parts of other cultures that you can admire and study, be a thinker, be a person that's willing to learn about other cultures, other people, history. Don't be stuck in today. Go outside your comfort zone and have a conversation with somebody who don't look like you, who don't talk like you, who don't think like you. That's where the genius is. That's where the true communication is. That's where the true enlightenment is. Having conversations with people who don't have the same shared experience. That's where it's at. But we've been told so long that that's threatening. How is that threatening? How is that threatening? It ain't threatening to nowhere else in the world. Go to Europe. Go to Asia. Go to Africa. It's not threatening. It's a shared experience. We are all humans, but we can't. So, but evidently, I don't know why that would be controversial. But if it is, and you upset about that, so what? That says more about you and your closed-mindedness and shelteredness than it says about me wanting to be inclusive. So you don't have to listen to me. Dondi H. Me too on South Green cooking in the dorm. You keep cooking, G. Bush. Go Bobcats, man. My brother stayed in the South. He stayed down in South. He stayed in New South. I was a Boyd Hall baby. Terry Green. G. Bush, when Superman landed on Earth, he was a baby. Then he grew into a man. Even if Cleveland found the Messiah, they wouldn't know how to treat him. I mean, I hate to get too biblical, but we didn't treat the one Messiah very well either. Sometimes it's not about whether a person can play or if a person has merits or a person is. It has a lot to do with the shaping of the way you talk about it in context. And the past always plays a role in your future. The backlash of Deshaun Watson inadvertently landed on the plate of Shedeur Sanders. Let that sink in. You got to understand, it's a chronological timeline to these things that can't be taken outside of context. It doesn't help the fact that the Browns traded Baker Mayfield and he's playing the best football of his life. The reality of the situation, instead of questioning leadership and trying to figure out which ways you could get better, we are now stuck in a cycle that we would rather cling to anything that is familiar rather than pushing the envelope to be uncomfortable. We would rather cling to a coach in the front office because they've been here so long. It's like clinging on to old heirlooms. The one thing that I had to tell myself is when I got a divorce, I purged everything that I said, listen, I'm not holding on to nothing. It's a fresh start. Why you think every time somebody, I say, don't be upset. Usually what happens when men get upset and hurt and something don't work out well for them, they go make rash decisions. They buy something, get into a relationship too quick, make an expensive purchase, never make a purchase and never do nothing extra after you get out of a relationship. This is going to come back to haunt you. Usually, generally speaking, women go through a little bit different change. You could always tell who came out of a tough breakup because they always cut their hair. I don't understand it. They'd be like, they cut, they got it. The hair is just, they be like, I needed something new. I just needed to purge. Ladies, let me know if I'm off on this one. I got a large ladies fan base. Shout out to the ladies out here in the beauty salons. When you go through that breakup, that's the first thing that be going. They be like, this hair must go. We got to have a fresh new something. I'm like, man, I wish we could do that, man. Dudes do it a little more drastic. We go through something, we be like, man, let me buy a boat. We go through, I'm about to go get this new Escalade. What? Who drives Escalades, bro? You just, yeah, dog, I got this 2008 Escalade. Just picked it up on the side of the road. Bro, who drives Escalades? Who is driving? Oh, man. Yeah, that's definitely that too. I know women that do that. Oh, man. That's crazy. You're right. Let's continue on, man. P. Rothstein. Barbershop on a Saturday morning. What is the best thing going? 12 was just speaking the truth. I didn't hear any lies. And he's tired of the Browns playing in his face. You're right. Don't play in my face. Don't play with me. I'm going to say my truth. Don't play with me out here, bro. We ain't playing. Jennifer. Yes. Camp Low. E.T. Sway. Bro. That braggadocio flow. Anytime Lucchini comes on, boy, I just go that Cooley High. I just go to a different zone. I'm like, it just, man, have you ever, this is weird. Music do me dirty. Music does me so bad that, like, just saying that, I be getting chills, right? I think it's called cynicism or something like that, where like you are very sensitive to music. So one of the reasons I truly believe, they say, how do you know you have a soul? So one of the reasons I know that is because music taps into the very essence of your soul. That's why if you hear a Shirley Caesar, I was just in the YouTube time machine and I came across BB and CC Winans. I'm like, dang. My dad used to have these gospel tapes back in the day. He was one of the first. He used to have all, like, his tape collection was crazy. Mississippi Mass, Florida Mass, Shirley Caesar, early Yolanda Adams, BBCC Winans, Hezekiah Walker. He had these tapes. And so it was crazy because we used to be running around in this conversion van all the time. His tape collection was crazy. And then I was running around the YouTube time machine and I just heard it. And then it was weird because I got nostalgia, plus the fact that when you get older, you can appreciate it because you grow spiritually and, you grow and then plus you just blow it. And you're like, man, it was so bad. I was getting chills. But that's the great thing about it. Music talk right to your soul. So like Camp Low, when that song come on, whew, boy, Triz, ESPN got to get the ends, G. They adding shows, but the traffic was slow. Time to simulate the market with the Shedeur Sanders stimulus package. Nasty work. Triz, you, my good sir, that's what I call a nice, that's a thinking man. Got to get them ends. They adding, see, let me tell y'all something. And I'm not knocking nobody, right? I'm not knocking nobody. So just giving you my experience. So way back in 2010, you go back and check it. In 2010, in the Cleveland market, I was the first dude on the internet. And it wasn't because it was cool, it's because I couldn't get no job. I was a dude coming out of Ohio Media School. This 2010. Check the traffic. I remember going to 92.3 The Fan and taking my phone and streaming it on Facebook Live. I said, it worked for Mike and Mike in the morning. I was the first cat to do that. I got called into the office like, yo, you can't do that. You broadcasting. You can't broadcasting. I'm like, what do you mean broadcasting? Back then, I used to always go on, hey, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. I was just going to go do it. So my old program director called me and like, you can't do that. I'm like, bro. So I would do things. I would get the logos. I would just do these podcasts. I would be the first. And they used to tell me, bro, this little internet stuff. You a little internet television show. You just doing internet stuff. You ain't big time. You ain't even on the you do. So then I got progressed and got my weekend show. Started doing the barbershop on the radio. And I was the only person still doing stuff on the internet. Fast forward to today, everybody on the internet. I was doing this in 2009, 2010. It wasn't no StreamYard. it wasn't no Restream. I'm talking about that's why I don't, when people try to be like you in the same lane as so-and-so, there is no lane. This is a G. Bush lane. I was doing this when people was in high school. When people was running around talking into a microphone just like this. So the thing is, the game has shifted. Once COVID hit, people started to realize we want a connection. We want a real connection. We want that real talk. We don't want you to sit up here and give us that that's what it sounds like. That's whack. Nobody's trying to hear that. We want that real. And when COVID happened, it made everybody sit down enough to realize how garbage it was. So we was looking for interaction because we didn't have it. We was quarantined. We was all sitting down. So guess what? They sat us down, and then people started to notice. The big companies started noticing. Well, hold on. Think about how many shows died during the pandemic. SportsCenter became irrelevant. You might watching that. All of these, everybody from ESPN got laid off. FS1 went, where else? And then everybody that was laughing and joking about the people that was on the internet doing little podcasts, all of a sudden they had one. The Club Shay Shays. All of a sudden, Stephen A. and Skip got to have a podcast. All of a sudden, you see Colin Cowherd just doing he doing shows from his crib. Todd McShay, I'm going to do this little podcast. Now, all the shade that they was giving, now it's the wave. We need to be on the internet too. I ain't a hater. There got to be a pioneer for somewhere, something. Got to be something. But here's the thing. When it comes to this Cleveland game, when it comes to being on the internet, when it comes to being authentic and really talking that talk on the internet, I don't care if you never put me in the Hall of Fame. I am there. I tell people I'm a walking Hall of Famer. Go ahead and show love. Either you like it or you don't. But ain't nobody. I told you before it was NIL. I didn't say playing football at the college football level was slavery because I don't like comparing slavery to anything that was one of the most horrific things in the world. But it sure was sharecropping. People said, what? You can't say, who is this guy on the radio saying? Back then, where people used to laugh and joke and get happy that people would get suspended because they got extra pizzas or meals. That's how long ago I've been doing this. Yeah. So, you are correct. Time to stimulate the market with the Shedeur stimulus package. It's every 2 or 3 weeks. The views be getting dry. They don't want to talk about how we going to move with this? It's Joe Flacco. We can't sell this stuff. Here come the stimulus package. Ask Shedeur, does he think he's good? Yeah, I think I'm one of the best quarterbacks. We got him. Stupid. Enora LA. G. Bush, thank you for authenticity among a sea of follow the pack colleagues who won't tell their true feelings. Fan for life. I like to sleep well at night. I appreciate you. Some people are not in a position to do that. And I don't begrudge them for it. Some people just can't tell exactly how they feel. It may be sometimes where I'm at a place that I can't tell you exactly how I feel either. But I can tell you in the barbershop, though. I can't. That's why I always tell people, develop your platforms. Develop your platforms. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I've been doing this on this thing since 2009. And sometimes it's been 10 people on here. Sometimes it's 20,000. Comes and goes. But at least I can still say what I feel, right? And I appreciate those who pull up on me. Jim Cleveland. The passes Flacco throws, Shedeur can throw better because he's the lead receiver in stride. That's the difference. The red zone Shedeur is great percentage-wise. Yes, he's better. Of course he is. When you say, ask who gives you the best, that's why you have to attack the rationale. He gives the best chance to win. What does that even mean? Who made that up? Can you quantify what the best chance? That's what you made up in your head. You made it up. It's not based on any criteria. It's based on what you think. Nancy, the worst part of all is this with 12 is everybody is losing their mind telling him to shut up. He's not wrong about some of these quarterbacks. Listen, that's why I salute him. Talk your stuff. And sometimes there's a point where you need to be humble in life, and then sometimes you just don't care. I don't care. I don't care to be in your good graces. I don't care to you have a great opinion about me. I don't care that sometimes what I'm saying is in opposition to you. Who cares? My job is not to make grown people comfortable. His job is not to make people feel good or coerce people. I'm not coercing you to hey, make me feel better about me not liking you. No. So what? You don't matter in the scheme of things what I'm trying to do. Where I'm trying to go, you ain't there. Where I'm trying to get to, you won't never be there. Where I'm trying to see and be, you ain't never going to be on that same frequency. So why am I sitting here trying to make you feel good about something that you ain't never going to be on eye to eye with? Some people is just in different rooms. I don't go around invite myself to people's parties because I know I don't want to go. I don't go around want to make a certain amount of money. You know why? Because I know it come with a certain amount of stuff. I just want was given to me. I just want to do what God gave me the ability to do. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. And how God works is, hey, if he give you the talent and you use it, even he can't take it away. So what he trying to do, show my talent. I already got the money. See, that's the part y'all don't get. The setup is already there. The setup is already, that's why he unfazed by, I got bread. My money good. Half the reason they didn't want to give people NIL money to start with is because it keeps you under people's thumbs. Yeah, you got to shut up because you get to the league, they won't give you no contract. Yeah, you shut up. You ain't made no money yet. They keep you poor, and then they tell you to shut up and do what they tell you when you get there. But now it's a little different. Why you think Dabo Swinney got a problem with? Why you think coaches, why would a coach that makes $10 million have a problem with a player making $1 million? Ask yourself that question. Because one of the greatest lines in the movie, I can't think about what it is. Once you make a certain amount of money, they call it let me watch my, it says, I don't want to say that, go jump in the lake money, right? Anybody, what does that mean? If I got $10 million in the bank, $20 million in the bank, and I got lifetime money, you think I'm going to go to a job and deal with somebody that don't know what they're talking about? Your boss getting your nerve? Man, I ain't got no time for this. You sitting around in the store and they don't want to treat you with dignity or respect and show you no love, and you got 20 minutes in the bank. I ain't about to go back to this store. I don't never got to come back here. They go to the restaurant and the service is garbage and they treating you like you a second-rate citizen. Guess what? You got 25 million in the bank. I ain't got to deal with that. And you gonna let people know I don't have no time for that. It basically tells you I got better things to do. So when you giving people money like that and they know they squared away and they set, I'm not pressed about making nothing. Push come to shove, I'm just here playing football. It's a sport I love playing, but you're not going to play me. I got bread. I ain't worried about that. People ask like, what is Shiloh doing? Being rich? See, Shiloh, you can't say it. I say it for you. Modeling. Creating content. Signing checks. See, when they don't like that because you do have that opportunity. They don't not like your dad because he's arrogant and cocky. They don't like your dad because he set you up the way that they set everybody else up. That's the way a father's supposed to set you up. To say, no matter what, I'm not going to let somebody else decide what my son's future going to be. So I'm going to make sure that they good in the way, just the same way everybody else's father makes sure that they good. The same way that they don't have to wait on Pell Grant to get computers because they family got it. The same way that they already know when I leave here, I got the family business. I go from here right over here. The same way that my uncle is the CEO, I go from here to managing people. But you mad LeBron and Prime do it? Come on now. Well, you're getting too real, G. Bush. You said it was only going to be 2 hours. You'd have been on here way too long. I'm sorry. I held y'all back. D the seeker. People say the Browns are so bad and they don't know what they're doing. Then people turn around and agree with them about 12 because they hate the man for no reason. Would have loved to see DG or Dart at Colorado. You ain't had them numbers. You ain't had them numbers, dog. You ain't had them numbers. Trish, real talk. If they could be a competent franchise, the Browns would be the most supported team out of Ohio, especially with what's happening in my city. They got a gold mine sitting right there. And I ain't talking about just publicity. I'm talking about can get it done, plan. And they refuse to do it. If Sanders is a good quarterback, it's a direct indictment on the general manager because he wasted a pick in the 3rd round on a smaller quarterback when he need an offensive line to help the receivers. Again, it's not about whether you're good. 2026 O-line, wide receivers rocking out in 2025. Shaking my head. You see it? That's the progression. The kick the can down the road progression has started, and if you've not watched, tell me where I'm lying. 12 was never in a 4-way competition. Lies. You're correct. I had to go there myself and see it. And I came back and reported on Barbershop. They got this dude down here. This is a joke. This is a joke. G. Bush's bad neck. Why is nobody talking about getting wide receivers next year? Because we're not going to get a good evaluation on Dylan, let alone Shedeur, because who are they throwing to and why is it not talking about? Because that meant G. Bush's bad neck. The reason why the goal is to stay in power. It's not. Have you ever asked yourself, out of all the people that we talk about and do, out of all the things we talk about politicians all the time. We talk about people in our government. Why is it that some people can be a senator or a governor or have no term limits and be in office for 40, 50 years and nothing has gotten better for their state or constituents? It's because they got there and the goal slowly but surely turned from helping those who are in need and doing what's best for the population that they represent to doing what's in the best interest of themselves, staying in power and continuing to lace their pockets. You sold us, you sell people saviors because if you get to your next quarterback, you are attached to that quarterback. So if you continuously attach yourself to a quarterback and now you're going to say, well, Kevin Stfansky is the one who chose the quarterback. Are you ever going to move on from Kevin Stfansky? Because then you'll say, well, listen, Stfansky needs more time in the offense with him. Stfansky picked him. Now we get a new coach. They're going to want another quarterback. So now we've wasted the pick on that quarterback. So now we got to keep You see what I'm saying? It's always something else, right? And instead of you actually holding somebody accountable and saying, are you good at your job? We'll hold on to you for the lack of a better opportunity to go somewhere else to have change because we're afraid of change. We're afraid of winning. You're afraid. As a matter of fact, we don't even, people in general will vote against their own interest, even when it comes to certain things that are important in life. What do you think they're going to do with football? It's a religion to most. The team cannot progress with Kevin Stfansky as coach. Barry might last another year or two because of the gems in his trash. OU, oh yeah. Biddy Hall, East Green. East Green, we got an East Green alum pulling up. Greg, you was down there in that. Greg, you might have been down there. You're an OG. You've been down there in the 80s. Our team never wanted a black quarterback. The North City was for real. We drafted Couch instead of McNabb. We picked Watson, and he flamed out. And you know that's always looking for the great white hype, sad but true. Now, here's what I will say. Everybody don't think like that. Everybody don't say that. But there are people who believe that that's not, I'm not too keen on that. We talk about it all the time. Bill Polian talked about, think about it. Bill Polian told Lamar Jackson he should play receiver. Bill Polian, general manager, Lamar Jackson needs to play receiver. They say the same thing about Jalen Hurts. Needs to play receiver. I mean, people to act like that's not a process for some people is sticking your head in the sand. Some people go ask Doug. What's the name? I'm gonna say Doug Jones. What year was that? What year was that? What year was that? This is, and I'll read from it. Doug Williams was named Super Bowl MVP after throwing 4 touchdowns in a single quarter. He was the first play for Washington from 1986 to 1989. Was the first black quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP. Now, this is in 89. This is in 89. In 88, engineered a 42-10 rout over the Broncos, where he were led by quarterback John Elway. Williams completed 18 of 29 passes for 349 with 4 touchdowns. All 4 touchdowns were thrown in the second quarter, which set a Super Bowl record for most touchdowns. He was named Super Bowl MVP for his efforts, making the first African-American quarterback to win both a Super Bowl and be named MVP. He broke the single record with 331 passing yards set in 1985 by Joe Montana. Now, think about this. This happened. This wasn't that long ago. This was 1988. This wasn't like years ago. This was 1988. So back then there was a stigma about black quarterbacks to begin with. Reporters are mad about what he said. That's all anybody talked about this week. But no one mentioned that he went to a hospital to see a sick kid, and no, he didn't post it. His confidence offended him. Well, that's on them. They're going to have to take that. I ain't apologizing for him. And I'll be like, yo, if you offended by that, something wrong with you. Something's wrong with your inner compass that another man is confident in his skill set and you upset about it. That's on you, homie. That's the way you got to keep it. When Sanders was drafted, I knew it was about marketing, not about winning. They knew they needed to sell the fans something while they punted this season. And the next, they knew, no, 8 ain't it. We all know, but doesn't matter here. But opportunity is opportunity. What God got for you can no man taketh away. G, you know we pay attention. Remember the ED fiasco? UCSS next day had the the Blancos on and made the show unwatchable with their takes. G, you haven't missed a show since that fiasco. Someone learned. Here's the thing. Back in the summer, so here's how it works. I'll give them credit to this. At UCSS, during the season, I'm on 5 days a week. In the off season, we all split. We do like 3 days, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of times where there'll be shows where there'll be a different group of panel on and I won't be there. That's just by what the rotation is. But when the season comes, I'm every day. You know what I'm saying? I do every day. I'm on a post-game show. I do the barbershop. So I'm 7 days a week. So that's what we doing. But like I said, the great thing about it is they can have their opinion. I applaud their opinion. I have no problem. The great thing about UCSS is I got a good relationship with everybody on that show. I got a good relationship with everybody that I work with in the industry. I see these people. I know all of them, but they know how I am and they know how I feel about it. Like, listen, we ain't got to agree on that. You know how I feel about it. That's how we give it up. And if they say, and I always tell people, if you say you don't appreciate, you don't, feel free to tell me where I am incorrect at. I encourage people to have discourse on the comment section. I encourage people to have discourse to me in person. I encourage discourse on UCSS. You know why? Because that's what makes the show what it is. People get a chance to say it. Y'all can have them same little comments over here and here. It don't hit the same. It don't hit the same. And you need a difference of opinion. So I ain't got a problem with that. But you know how I bring it up. I'm bringing that heat and fire. What's crazy is 92-3 fans was on the radio saying Sanders was taking shots at Joe. Hello, Joe is playing like garbage. The media is wild. Come on, man. I'm not taking no shots at Joe Flacco. What is it? He need to worry about taking shots down the field. Trying to act like somebody is always mythically holding you on back. Stop it. Stop. You're not getting that off over here. Speaking of getting this off, I got a very, very special announcement to make. Tune in. Tune in. Post-game show. Barbershop post-game show. Very special announcement. You do not want to miss it. It's about programming. It's about programming. We got some things that we doing over here on the barbershop, and it's about programming. So make sure y'all check that out. We got some stuff. We got an announcement we're going to make on Sunday after the Browns game. Make sure you follow me back over here, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show post-game show. Then we'll be back on here in the barbershop like we always do. But we're gonna make an announcement over there. You don't want to miss it. If you're a barbershop, if you're in the camp, you know, pull up. You ain't gonna want to miss it. I'm gonna put it up in the barbershop comment section to remind you guys. So we'll do that. I only was gonna plan to stay a little bit, but you know how we do. We just got fun. We went over a little bit, but it's okay. With that being said, you never know where G-Bush might show up, radio, television, internet, but you want the fresh take on sports, you know where to get the barbershop, man. This is about sports, music, and culture, and the best part about the show is you. With that being said, I just got done talking about the people in the Browns. I still want them to win tomorrow. They got the Lions. We'll come back and break it down on UCSS. We'll break it down over here, and we got an announcement to make. Have a great rest of your Saturday. And as always, even though you may say, G-Bush, you hating on the Browns, I still say they my favorite team. And as always, go Browns.
Quality, service, atmosphere. You're next in the chair. Feel at home in the barbershop. G. Bush offers a fresh cut on sports. The barbershop isn't just grooming for guys. It's culture. It's lifestyle. It's sports. And it's now the barbershop is giving the sports scene a sheer shave and shine. Join the makeover now. Follow Garrett Bush at GBush91 on Twitter.